Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling Book Review. When my family and I visited my biology teacher, Harjeet ma'am, she gave me this book. Now, coming to the story, Mr. and Mrs. Dursley had a very rude boy called Dudley. They thought that he is the perfect one in the whole world. Now, one night, Albus Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall met to bring Harry to his mother's sister's family. On the next day, when the Dursleys found Harry, they made him a part of their family. But the behavior and speaking to him was really rude. Now one day, Harry got a letter which was sent by an unknown person, and since that day there were tons of letters which were kept by Mr. Dursley, who is Uncle Vernon. And he took those letters away from Harry. One night, as they were staying in a cottage on a big stone on the seashore, because they wanted to get rid of the letters which were sent to Harry. Now at midnight, a big fat man, which was Hagrid, he came into the cottage and wished Harry a very beautiful birthday. And he told Harry that Harry was a wizard and his family was too. Voldemort, or who is the villain, tried to kill his parents. But Harry survived. His parents were killed, but he survived. Nobody knows how. Then, on the next day, on Harry's birthday, Harry and Hagrid went to buy stuffs that Harry needed for his new school, Hogwarts Institution of Witchcrafts and Wizardry. Harry arrived at the station number 9 3/4 and entered the train. There he met Ronald Weasley or Ron, and they both became friends. Later, Hermione and Neville also became their friends. Now at reaching Hogwarts, the magical hat told that these four will go to the Gryffindors. Gryffindor was one of the houses at Hogwarts, and the other three were Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin. From the next day onwards, their classes began, and some were very interesting, but some were really boring. In the classes of broomstick, Harry was very successful at flying on his broomstick at the first attempt, and this impressed Professor McGonagall, and she selected Harry for the Quidditch team of Gryffindor. Now Quidditch was a sport of wizards, and it was just like football. Now Harry won 3 consecutive matches for Gryffindor, and he was really famous. Until this time, Harry, Hermione, and Ron had collected a lot of information about Voldemort, the elixir of life, which was the Philosopher's Stone, and the 3-headed dragon and the 3-headed dog, which was having 3 pairs of eyes and 3 noses. Now, one day, Harry got to know that Voldemort would be taking the Philosopher's Stone that day. And now he decided that night he will go to protect the Philosopher's Stone. He was supported by Hermione and Ron. Now they entered the 3rd floor into the Forbidden Room, and Harry blew the flute and the dog slept. Now they went into the trapdoor that the dog was guarding, and they entered a big hall with numerous keys that were flying. They grabbed the highest and the biggest one, shimmering with gold, and they opened the door. Next came a long hall with the wizard chessboard. Ron made them win, but he had to be cut. Now the final stage was that there was a large table with the spells on it, and Hermione cracked out which was the correct one and which was the wrong one, with the note given there. Harry drank the correct one and he went forward. However, Hermione drank the other and went behind so that she can call Albus Dumbledore, who was the principal of Hogwarts. And Harry, when entering to the final room, found Professor Quirrell and Voldemort controlling the professor. Voldemort ordered Professor that he should kill Harry, but Quirrell was not able to do it. It was so painful for him. Until the time he could really kill Harry, the scene changes and Harry was in the hospital. In front of him, the principal, Albus Dumbledore. Albus Dumbledore told him that the Philosopher's Stone was destroyed and Quirrell has died. Harry was a kind of stable now. He was happy that it is protected and now it is lost, so nobody can come again to take it and give a negative effect to all these things. Harry also got to know the invisibility cloak that he was wearing to get invisible throughout the night with Ron and Hermione to collect the information about the Voldemort, the Elixir of Life and the three-headed dog was given by Albus Dumbledore. Harry's father gave Albus Dumbledore so that later Dumbledore can give it back to Harry. And now for this, the bravery of Harry, Hermione, Ron and Neville made Dumbledore give them points and bring Gryffindor from the 4th position to the 1st position, and Gryffindor won the House Cup for that year. And the story reaches to its end stage. And it is the summer vacations begin. And Harry goes back to the Dursleys to spend his summer vacations. So it was all about this book. Now when I was reading this, I was impressed by the vocabulary which was used by the writer. And she was really great at using different words. I could imagine every scene in my mind when I was reading the book, and it was difficult for me to put it back down when it was time to eat the lunch, dinner and breakfast, even to attend my classes. And I tell you that you should surely read this one. If you don't like reading books, then you should start your journey by this. And yes, if you like reading books, then why not read this one too? It would be a great journey to read this. So all the best for your journey reading this book. Thank you.